Hey and welcome back to Kallerhult Creations. My name is Lovisa Kallerhult and today you will get to see my part of a collaboration with Steph Seed over at The Average Artist, in which I create her Hogwarts persona. If you're coming over from Steph's channel or randomly stumbling upon this video, welcome for the very first time. Maybe you want to stick around. I make art videos and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my art career, and in the meantime I want to learn and try as much as possible. Oh, and I'm also a huge fan of the wizarding world. Okay, so I did some sketches. I had my old sketches as well. Here and where did they go? Here. So I refined it to, I think I want it to look like this. It's not gonna be too elaborate position. At first I was like, oh, she's gonna sit and hold the book and read, and then I was like, that kind of looks exactly like the Hermione I drew for Steph's and I, our collaboration, the previous one. A card here, click it if you want to see what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to try something that's very, very complicated and potentially scary. I'm going to attempt to draw while talking in English. English is not my native language. Så om jag börjar prata svenska så förstår ni vad som har gått fel. Okay, let's do this. So I want this character. Just, you know. Okay. Why am I nervous? This is silly. Okay, so she has a head. Good start. 1, 2, 3. Okay, day 2. So I got myself a proper cup of coffee, mug, jug, huge coffee, and the battery ran out in the camera, so I actually did some small doodles of the thing I want to add as the Hogwarts persona. So I have a cat here. Actually, Steph has a cat, and her bag, and on her bag there are some pins and patches. Inside her bag she has like Wingardium Leviosa, all of the stuff coming up. So this is her TBR pile, because she likes to read. This is a self-stirring coffee cup, and if you put it on the saucer it refills. She has her art supplies, of course, and she has a pamphlet for her writing club, so I've kind of made a logotype for that. Okay, yeah, so if you want to continue watching my poorly executed attempt at talking while drawing, you have a 20-minute long cringe session to look at. I put a link in the description or something. You have to work to find it, okay? Yeah, so now I'm going to talk a bit more about Steph, also known as The Average Artist, and I'm also going to talk about my take on this collab. So Steph Seed is one of the most creative art tubers I know. She paints over movie covers on books, she tries new art supplies, she makes horror comics and interprets old famous masterpieces in her own style, among other things. About 2 years ago we did a collab in which we did an illustration each based on the 100th page of the first and last Harry Potter book. So this time around we decided to draw each other's Hogwarts personas. I know that Steph is a Hufflepuff, and I jotted down some notes, thoughts and ideas of what I associated with her and what I thought she would do and like if she went to Hogwarts. When I started this illustration, I hadn't really decided on how I was going to render it, if it was going to be like watercolor, if I was going to try digital coloring or whatever, but I ended up liking the refined sketch so much that I inked it and colored it straight in my sketchbook using Promarkers. I stick to a somewhat limited color palette to keep the whole piece cohesive, and when it comes to illustration style, I really don't have a pronounced style, so I kinda just winged it. It doesn't really look all that much like Steph. I did some more realistic sketches of her to try to figure out how I should draw her, but I want to do a more stylized portrait, and I really like the way the sketch turned out, so I decided to just go with it. I might have gone a bit overboard in the beginning of my brainstorming phase, where her parents ministry workers and they traveled the world, and maybe she had been exchange student at different wizarding schools such as Beauxbaton or some other one. Then I decided to tone it down a bit and stick to the stuff that was easy to depict in an illustration. So she has her beloved cat Pesto with her, and her main interests are reading, writing, art and acting, or like drama, and drinking coffee. So going through her stuff, starting from the bottom and working our way up. On her magical school bag there is a Hufflepuff patch, and a patch with the logo for her writing club she's a part in, and also a pin from her drama club, which changes the expression if you press it. Kinda like the Potter Stinks badge that's the Slytherin wore during the Triwizard Tournament in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And since I'm a bit of an overachiever, I actually designed the two patches and made a very quick ugly GIF animation of the pin. I already mentioned the self-filling coffee cup, her to-be-read pile, treats for Pesto, and the art supplies that doesn't smudge or stain the inside of her bag, but of course stays in the perfect consistency for her to start painting whenever she feels like, so like the gouache doesn't dry out or the acrylics or whatever. The pamphlet from her writing club, by the way, the writing club is called Witch's Weekly Writing Workshop, and the pamphlet contains information about the next meeting and potential assignments they have to do each week. And it changes each week, so they only need to keep this one piece of parchment to keep track of all of the info. I had to do some heavy thinking to decide on what her Patronus should be, and I ended up going with a dolphin. Steph, the real life Steph, she lives in Gibraltar, very close to the sea, and I imagine that she would be able to see some marine life from her window. And dolphins are very intelligent and playful, and they use their creativity to tackle challenges, and I think that would make a suitable Patronus for Steph. And that concludes my illustration of Steph Seed's Hogwarts Persona. If you want to check out my Hogwarts Persona interpreted by Steph, there is a link in the description that you can click and follow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video and my effort at making an illustration. If you come this far, please comment your Hogwarts house down in the comment section. Okay then, have a lovely day. Hej då!